Good morning, Michael Walsh here. Welcome to Norwal Farm. Roger Norgel and I started this sheep farm almost 2 years ago. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, ring the notification bell for any new videos, and hit the like button if you would. That helps our channel. Also, if you would, please leave us a comment and share this video with a friend. We're close to 800 subscribers and our next goal is 1,000, so not too far from there. They're all doing well here, but this little Billy, he's just not doing well. He's just a little young, I think, for baleage, and so we're gonna separate him out, and we're gonna put him. I'm making a small pen in here. He'll have his own feed and water, and he'll have company with the ewes being next door. So we're gonna put him there by himself. And then those older weather goats, we're gonna kick them out with the does and the ewes. They're big enough to go on pasture, so we're going to make that adjustment today. And then I used this smaller water tank, and they drank it dry in one day, so it's not big enough. So we've got this larger tank here. We'll put it in there for the larger group, and then that smaller tank we'll put it in the pen for idle for the billy goat. We have an all-weather hydrant here, so we can't keep it on a float, but it's right here next to the building. So what we do, I've got an electric tank heater here, and we'll put one in for the little billy goat too. And we'll just fill this up, and then we'll use that small tank for him, and he'll have a tank heater in his too. We filled the water tank, the larger water tank, for the does and ewes and the llamas, so that should hold them okay. We're in here where I'm building the pen for the young billy goat. If you're new to our channel, there's two things I say about goats, and if you have been with our channel for a while, you'll remember this. People say, what are goats like? I say, well, they're smart, and there's two things you have to remember. If there's a hole, they will find it, and if you look at something and think surely they won't, they will. So you can see right here, he will definitely go back there. This is our scales, so I got to block that off. And then over here, there's a space between the wall, just wide enough for him to get stuck. So we have to block that off, because if I don't, I'll be getting him unstuck later and have to deal with it later. So I got the water tank in here for him, smaller water tank. We've got a electric heater that will go in there, an extension cord for it, and I brought this gate to help make the pen a little bit better so he doesn't get in trouble. So we'll get that set up and then get him in the pen. Put that gate back there to block it. This one goes here. I actually put the water tank in front of there. There's a little hole there, and if I don't block that, he'll get out. So there's a water tank there. We have electrical outlets in each bay, so I could just run the cord right up there, short distance, and then we'll just wire this shut, and this is going to be his little pen. We've got some grain in there for him and some really good alfalfa grass hay. The other thing I thought about too is he might be low on copper. We got him in, I want to say May or June, and it's about 5 months, so I'm going to give him another copper bolus too. And I noticed Joel, the bigger Billy, he's probably due for a copper bolus too. He's just not doing well, and they're supposed to last 8 to 10 months, but I'm thinking 6 months is about the time to do it. So we'll get that done. Got him in his pen, and he's found his grain. Checked his eyelid color, and it's called a Famacha score. It's an indication of anemia. And it's a 1. He's nice and pink, so a lot of times if they have a heavy worm burden, that'll turn real pale because the worms suck the blood out of them. But that is good. The one thing I'm considering is he was on the baleage, and he's a young animal, and it's got a lot of moisture in it. And a lot of times they can't eat enough of that, because when it's 60% moisture, they're only getting 40% of what they eat as useful nutrition, and of that, it's not all digestible. So adult animals, they can get by on it, but these younger animals can't. So he's got the good dry hay. It tested about 22% protein, and it's I think it's 40% digestible, which is pretty good. And then that grain mix is 16% protein, a lot of carbs in that. So he just needs a little boost, I think, and get him back on track. And plus the big ram over there, he's been kind of butting him and picking on him. I think he injured his back about a week ago. He's doing better now. So the other wethers, there's Frosty over there, and then I don't know where the other two are. They're over there eating. We're going to put them out with the does and let them graze out there, and then when those go on pasture or go on hay or baleage, then we'll put them back with them, because they don't need to stay in here now. I basically had them in here to keep idle company, and he'll do fine in here with the ewes beside him, and he'll get used to being in his own pen. The one thing I'm concerned is that gap right there. I probably should make something smaller there, because he might crawl through that, but if he does, he's not going to go anywhere, so I'm not going to deal with it now. So, check my records, and Joel had his copper bolus back in June, so it's been about 5 months, and he's underweight. His FOMACHA score, the color of his eyelids, was 3, and scored 1 through 5, 1 being the best, 5 being white or very anemic. So anything is 3, 4, 5 you treat. I'm not going to deworm him. I think it's probably the copper, and he hasn't had a worm problem in the past, and he's had just a little bit of a cough too, so I did give him a long-acting antibiotic injection. It'll last him 5 days, but I think that's the deal, because back in June, right before we treated him, he lost weight then too, so he responded to the copper. So these guys need that copper bolus every 5 to 6 months. So I've got the 3 wethers over here. We're going to let them out with the does and ewes. They see an open gate, they'll probably think they're not supposed to go, and they'll go right out. So, come on, guys. Come on. You follow me? There we go. Go. Come on, Frosty. Come on, Frosty. There you go. Yeah, they'll like being out here. With a little encouragement, they're following me. They just had to explore around the shed there a little bit. I want to get them out with the rest of the herd. They're following along. I think they can smell the others now. They were calling to them. And you can see they worked their way down to this part. They were up here the other day. So they're getting it grazed down. So these guys should join the rest of them. Hi, pups. Hi. Puppies, get down. You know, there's some new critters out here, okay? Good boy, Garrett. You gotta check out the new arrivals. Here comes Heidi. New group dynamic. Hey, Davis. There you go. Everybody getting reacquainted. Except Leonard. He's the holdout. Got his hackles up. That's a sign of alertness. So it's snowy. The hairs along the top of their back, whenever they get a little bit excited, those go up on end. So I don't anticipate any issues. Some of the does will kind of butt them around to assert their social status, but everybody else should be okay. They've been with this group before, so. All right. We'll see how the sheep are doing while we're here. They are down here in this lower section, so this is where there's a lot more forage for them. And they're grazing fairly close to the ground. The tips of the stalks sticking up are pretty well grazed off. Done a good job of that. You can see those sheep right there. They're pulling up. See that one there? Just pulled up some of the stubble. So there's a lot of forage that's kind of bent over. And well, they'll go ahead and glean that off too. So I'm not sure how much longer they'll be out here. I'll just watch how they do, and if they start vocalizing like they're hungry, then we'll have to start supplementing them. But I think they've still got, I'm hoping at least another week. Hope we can make it to December. See how they do. Sheep and goats are up on the hillside pasture. That's, I think it's about a half acre, maybe a little less. And I had it shut off since late summer. But there's some significant grass growth there, and plus there's tansy. That's an invasive weed, and sheep and goats love tansy. So I just opened both gates. There's a gate at the bottom down here, and then there's a gate at the top way up there. So they can just go and come out of that as they please. So let them in there, and they're really chowing down on that. So we'll let them clean that up and get that in shape for next year too. Idled settled in, and he cleaned up all of his grain and eating his hay really well. So I'm pretty sure that was it. He just needed better nutrition. And he was the smallest one in the group, and they were kind of pushing him around a little bit. So we'll just keep him in here and feed him individually this winter. Thanks for joining us at Norwal Farm, and have a great day.